All right, folks. Different backgrounds, not all black, but I did some remodeling in the area, and I'm gonna be doing some more remodeling. So you're gonna see the background just constantly changing week to week. So don't be surprised. I'm gonna try and keep it just like here for like the next couple weeks, so I can get the adjustments made. But I can't make no promises. I gotta get an L-shaped desk. So that's gonna come. You're gonna see this go away. See, that's gonna come. Those speakers up there, they're probably gonna be going on to their stands. So you're gonna see that happen, or they may be on the L-shaped desk. I'm gonna just see where the space allows me to do it, but that's coming. Anyway, I wanted to make an episode to talk about, will he marry you? Because ladies, I think y'all need to understand if a man is gonna marry you or not. And it's not hard to tell. And I know y'all like to be delusional or in this fantasy world, or even like thinking like, oh, maybe it's potential. I'm gonna just tell you the only formula you should be using. I don't care what nobody tells you. I don't care what your age is. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care what your financial situation is. I don't care about none of that shit. I'm going to tell you the only formula you use to find out if a man is gonna marry you. I'm gonna tell you about timeline. I'm gonna tell you how much time it takes for him to make that decision. All that shit. It does not matter. I promise you. This is the bona fide way to understand if a man will marry you, right? So, let's go ahead and start this off with, because I want to get straight to the point. I don't know how long this episode is going to be, but I do want to talk about a couple things as well. First and foremost, let's send our condolences to our brother, Kevin Samuels. Although I did disagree with the fact that he was stealing information from Jason Black, just like Jason Black was saying, man, I don't hate the man. You know what I mean? I disagree with what he was doing, but what he did was incredible. There's no bones about it. What he did was incredible. It is something that we all strive to do. 1.4 million followers. In 2 years, he got on fire and blew the hell up. He started conversations that everybody started to have. It don't matter how you felt about him. It don't matter if you agreed or disagreed with him. He started conversations. You understand me? And that's important. That's vital. So we're gonna give it up to Kevin Samuels for that. And I don't think he ever did anything that harmed anybody, if I'm being completely honest. So like all these people saying, hey, glad he did, like he never touched nobody, he never harmed nobody. All he did was state his version of things, of how he saw it, what he thought can be better. And he translated that information online, and he felt like he was a conversation starter. At the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, he was a conversation starter. So the fact that people say he deserved to die for the simple fact that he told people his version or his opinion of how he felt. And if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, because he was stealing his information. A lot of his ideology, he was kind of fucking it up, but a lot of his ideology came from Jason Black. A lot of his ideology was true. It is true how men feel what he was saying. So we can sit here and say, oh, he's misogynistic, he's this, he's that. Ladies, if you're over 35, you are leftover. You are. Because just think about the men that you now have to try and go get. So look at it like this, right? If you're 35 years old right now, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, because that's usually around them age groups where y'all think y'all still the hottest shit on the planet. Y'all think y'all still can compete with them 23-year-olds. And unfortunately, you can't. Because just think about what you bring to the table. You're going to say, well, I have a job, I have a career, I have money, I have my own place, I got my own car. Yeah, it's lit over here. But you also have baggage, baby. You got brutal scars, relationship scars. You got all this damn attitude because you got your own spot, you got your own car, you got your own job, you got your own money. You got all this attitude that men don't want to deal with. Your money is irrelevant to us. I need you women to understand. Your money is irrelevant to us. At best, it is a bonus. At best, it's a bonus. At worst, it's a bonus. At best, it means nothing. Ladies, you want to be at best. You want your money to mean nothing to a man, because at the end of the day, that means he got it. But at worst, you want your money to be a bonus to a man, because that means he mostly got it. Throw something on the table, you good. But even if your money is at best irrelevant to him, you still, if you got something, be thoughtful. Women, you just have to be thoughtful with gifts to men. Right? I'm gonna get into the marriage part. I want to give y'all some game real quick. So quick game before we start talking about the marriage stuff. Right? How about we get you to the marriage, right? To show a man that you want to get married to him, or show a man you marriage material, you gotta show a level of thoughtfulness that's just beyond reprieve. You can't sit here and say a man has to ask or tell you to do something every single time. If a man as a leader is gonna lead you, he's gonna lead you to the promised land, right? Thoughtfulness is going to get you there. So let's say, for example, your man is a hard worker. He's leading you. He's getting you where y'all need to go. He's making all the sacrifices he need to make, right? You know a thoughtful thing to do? Maybe make him some fucking dinner. Maybe make sure his lunch is on point. Make sure his clothes are ironed. That's one less thing that he has to do. That's one less time. That's more time he gets to spend to make sure he rested up to get back to work. If you don't bring any usefulness or any ease to a man's life, you are replaceable, ladies. You're just a replaceable box. He can get what if you're not, you have to make yourself irreplaceable. You get what I'm saying? So if your money is irrelevant at best, a bonus at worst, right? If that's the situation you want to be in, irrelevant at best, bonus at worst. If that's the situation you want to be in, what are you going to do to make sure you're not replaceable? Because plenty of women can be irrelevant as far as financially at best and a bonus at worst. There are plenty of women that can be that way. Plenty of women that can be that way. So if you don't stand out in the crowd, how are you making yourself irreplaceable? Right? So, here's how you make yourself irreplaceable. You find those little things. You got to get to know your man, right? Usually most men are the same. We don't too much want to do laundry. We don't want to really do dishes. We don't really want to cook. We don't really want to think about that kind of shit. Like, to be completely honest with you. Ladies, even if y'all not living together, right? Why don't you be like, hey, babe, I know you've been working hard. Let me come over and make life a little easier for you. I want to take care of a few things for you. Ladies, you know what a fucking man head up? Go to his house, do his laundry, clean his house up. Even if he's not a messy man, right? Because I'm not saying every man is just a pig, but go to his house, knock out them dishes, knock out that laundry for him. And when I say knock out the laundry, wash, dry, and fold that shit. Knock out that laundry for him. Make that bed up for him. Like, just go do some intangible shit. Something that you can't buy. Go do things you can't buy, right? The more time that you give back to that man, the more time he gives to you, the more time he gives to the hustle, the more financial resources you receive within that, right? You have to make yourself replaceable. These women, these young, like, ladies, if you're 35, this is the ones that are 35 and older that are leftovers, right? I'm gonna give you a little game too. These younger chicks are lazy as fuck. They are lazy. They are unmotivated. They do not cook for their men or nothing. It's like if the men don't tell them exactly what they want, they have no clue what to do, right? They live off. You gotta remember, these are you 35 and older. You guys are raised off the internet. A lot of your childhood, a lot of your important years and teenage years was off the internet. Or even if it was, like I'm 31, so even if it was on the internet in a capacity, it was never revolved around the internet. These younger girls now, 23, 24, 25, they shit revolved around the internet. It revolves around it. So like they know nothing outside of that. So that's the way they express themselves. Everything revolves around the internet. So you have that advantage as well, right? So you have to make sure you do the intangible things. And time is the number one thing you can do for a man. Give that man the gift of time, and I promise you he will give you the life that you always wanted. You always wanted. Just think about it, right? Think about the times where you wanted to be with him or you want to be around him and he had to do household duties, right? Now, I understand if you working, right? You might be like, motherfucker, I got a full-time job. He ain't paying all my bills. He ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is you got to find ways to make the intangible things that you can't give financially, things like that, You got to make those things. You got to highlight those, because I'm telling you, ladies, when you're dealing with a man, trying to lead with money is never going to help you. It is never going to help you. You cannot lead with money, because for one, when a woman makes more than her man, a lot of times that breeds insecurity. That man starts to have resentfulness for you, and that relationship is doomed. I'm not telling you to go make as much money as you want, but I'm telling you that is an element we bring into it. So you cannot lead with money. Two, when you try and use your money as veto power, a man's going to look at you as undisciplined, a discipline problem, issue in regards to being able to be led. So if you can't be led in your discipline problem, you're not a desirable woman. If you cannot be led in your discipline problem, you are not a desirable woman. Stop letting your homegirls fuck your head up with this goofy shit. Independent woman, and yeah, that's cute. All right, go get that oil changed. Get them lights switched. Why do I hear a smoke detector in your house? You know how easily I know a man don't give a fuck about a girl? Anytime she's on video, on live, on the phone, or some shit like that, whatever she is, she's doing. Fellas, you want to know? I'm going to give you some game, fellas. You want to know what type of man this woman is fucking with? Because you got to assume that she has multiple men, right? At least multiple men. She has the attention of multiple men. I do not mean that women are sleeping with multiple men, because women can have the attention of multiple men and not be sleeping with multiple men. They sleep with one motherfucker, and then the rest of them is just kind of keeping the attention to balance it all out while they figure out what they're going on with that one motherfucker. And then once that one motherfucker makes a decision, she get rid of you. She usually she put distance. I ain't gonna say get rid of. Women never get rid of that attention. She put distance between the other men, right? So what I'm saying is, the type of man that she messing with, right? So if you're the other men and you want to kind of figure out what's going on there, if you hear that smoke detector in the background, the main dude she fucking with ain't shit. Ain't no man going to no woman's house and about to sit here and hear that fucking chirping the whole time. Drives you fucking nuts. It drives you nuts. When I'm in my house and I will stop whatever I'm doing to go to the store. If I don't have D batteries, if I'm not mistaken. If I have no D batteries, I hear that chirp. Up! Where the batteries at? Don't got none? What store open? Walmart open till 12 o'clock. I'll go to fucking Walmart if I have to. Gas station, 7-Eleven. I don't give a damn. I'll go wherever I need. 7-Eleven, matter of fact, 24 hours. I'll go to 7-Eleven down the street. But no sane man is about to listen to that goddamn chirping all goddamn day. Ain't happening. Not happening. So, let me get back to my point though. Ladies, let's talk about, will he marry you? The answer is most men, don't let them tell you anything otherwise. Most men would love to get married. Some men fear the consequences of a failed marriage, which was what holds them back from actually pulling the trigger on getting married. So will he marry you? First and foremost, you need to ask him what he feels like about marriage. That's step one. Because if you're the man who says, I feel like a piece of paper don't make us any, if you want to get married, bye. And I'm an advocate of marriage. I'm not about to sit here and tell y'all to be single your whole lives. And no. Marriage, you need to think about marriage in the capacity of this. It's a power dynamic, right? Who is the most suitable person that can bring the family dynamic to the next level? Feel what I'm saying? So, being in love is great. That's great. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell y'all this the old days where you got to just go sell, you go find the person that's the best for you financially or the best for the business and call it a day. No, we in a day and age where you probably should find somebody you really love, right? Or you're really attracted to, whatever the case may be, someone who's extremely compatible for you. And then you need to talk about all those ugly conversations that people are scared to talk about. STDs, children, financial situation, college, goals. You need to talk about all those things, including family. So, ladies, let me tell you how you know if he's going to marry you. A man knows he's going to marry a woman within 6 months. If he wants to marry a woman within 6 months, right? Within 2 years, he should have proposed to you. A man knows he wants to marry you or has a clue if he wants to marry you within 6 months. In 2 years, he should have proposed to you. If that does not happen, that man has no desire to marry you. That is why you see your auntie and uncle, your auntie, right? Yeah, fake ass auntie who been with your uncle for fucking 20 years and ain't married. He has no desire to marry her. right? They're doing everything like a married couple, but he has no desire to walk her down that aisle. Why is that? Why? 6 months to have an idea if he wants to marry you, 2 years to propose. And when I say propose, that don't always mean drop down on one knee because he might not have the money. You know what I'm saying? He might not have the money to give you that proposal. Promise rings don't count. Promise rings are used as placeholders to stall you out. If a man gives you a promise ring, that means he's doing more research to find out if you really are worthy of marriage. Here's what you're supposed to do, ladies. When that man starts to talk about marriage, when that man starts to bring up that proposal thing, you need to make those conversations the most important thing you can do. Be like, hey, look, I want to talk about finances, health, family. Where are we going to be with those situations? We need to talk about that. That is very important. Finance is the number one reason for divorce. Family, it can be a fucking headache. I'm talking about them in-laws, right? And then also kids. A lot of people do not talk about what's the timeline for kids. It is amazing to me how people will get in a relationship and don't talk about kids. It's crazy. So you got to get those things hammered out. Another thing we need to add in the black community is mental health, man. I think we need to add that. We need to talk about mental health. Hey, love to get married, but I think first step doing that, we need to go. Let's go to therapy real quick. Let's hammer out some issues because I don't want those things to drag into our marriage. When you go into that marriage, you want something to start fresh. You want to put all that baggage, as much baggage as you can behind you. You can never put all. I'm not gonna say all. Put as much baggage as you can behind you. 6 months is all it takes for a man to have an idea if he wants to marry you. 2 years to propose. If it does not happen in that timeline, ladies, start to break away because he's gonna just be hanging on to you for a relationship. And don't pressure him into it. Because what typically happens is women start talking about marriage. I want to get married. What are you doing? He's like, I want to marry you, but I'm just not ready yet. I just need more time. He don't need more time. Learn to accept having that city hall situation and doing the ceremony shit later. The problem is a lot of dudes fear that fucking ceremony. They ain't got 20, 30,000, 10, 15, 30,000 to do on a ceremony. You know what I mean? That's all it is just some ceremony shit. You can go get the paperwork done and get it taken care of. It's the ceremony that motherfuckers don't have the money. Like, you can save up for a ceremony. That's fine. But go get married. Shit, y'all got health insurance y'all can get taken care of. There's a lot of shit, benefits of getting married that you can take care of that don't involve a ceremony. So, ladies, do what you need to do to get yourself down that aisle. But make sure before you get down that aisle, you doing what you need to do before you end up in a situation where you all types of fucked up. Don't go lay up with somebody having 2, 3 kids and think they're gonna marry you after that. 6 months for a man to have an idea if he's gonna marry you. 2 years for him to actually go about it. Because once the 6 months is in, he's like, okay, oh shit, I fucks with her. She can be the one. He already talked to his friends about it, talking about the amazing things. He's comparing it to his previous girlfriends. They all know about the previous girlfriends. You know what I mean? And the reason why it takes him 6 months, because that's usually when y'all start to lay back, lax. The 2-year part, reason why you really need 2 years before you actually do it, because he really needs to get you settled in to see how you really are. And if he find out you ain't what he thought you was, within that first 6 months, if he find out in 2 years span that you ain't what he thought you was, he's not gonna propose. He's not gonna propose. Especially to you, 35, you know. Y'all been around the block a few times. Y'all done been with a man for 10 years and that motherfucker ain't proposed to you. You know that. You know what that means. So don't play. So, if you ever have any questions, make sure you reference this. Just to tell you all you need to know. Within 6 months, the man have an idea. Within 2 years, he should already be proposing. If he's not proposing in that time frame, that man does not plan to marry you. Because what typically happens is the man he go 3, 4 years, then I gotta propose. Okay, cool, I propose. All right, cool, it's gonna buy me another 5 years. And you're a fiance for 5 years. He's like, I'm saving up for the marriage. Yo, we're gonna get married. I'm a fiance. And now you back, I'm a fiance. Yeah, you've been a fiance for 5 years. Y'all ain't walking down that aisle. Once he proposes and make you his fiance, the date should be set within the next year or 2. Anything beyond that, he don't plan on doing it. He just had to start you out, baby. I'm just being honest. That's what's happening. All right? Make sure you leave a comment. share, like, all that stuff, man. Leave that comment below. Make sure you follow me on all streaming platforms. On all social media platforms, HVO Marv. Streaming on all platforms, HVO Marv as well. I appreciate the music, all that good stuff, man. We out. Peace.